Let me stick with policing and issues around crime and justice. Yesterday there was a parliamentary portfolio committee, the police portfolio committee, not to be confused with the ad hoc committee on into the allegations of enlightening, but a police committee that was specifically to hear from the Minister of Police, the acting Minister of Police, Ronel Challis, and what the plan is to solve the issues of gun and gang violence, particularly in the Western Cape. But in that meeting, only five out of the 14 MPs on that committee were present. What seriousness is the issues of gun and gang violence being taken by our committee in Parliament? Because there is a young man, a young boy, who's no longer with us. Moegamat Faizel Challis is 12 years old. He was shot twice in the head and the leg while collecting party packs for his younger siblings near his home in Tafelsig in Mitchell's Plain. He was hit by a stray bullet during a gang-related shooting. He was then taken to hospital and put in a medically induced coma. But on the way there to Red Cross Children's Hospital, it's these last words that he then utters to his mother. "Mommy, I don't want to lie still. I don't want to sleep." Doctors placed him in a medically induced coma because of swelling on his brain, and he then later passed away. Ronel Challis is the mother of Moegamat Faizel. Good morning, Ronel. Really appreciate your hand. Those last words of your son. Let me focus on maybe something a little bit more positive to start this conversation. What is your last happy memory that you and Moegamat have together?
The last memory we have together was the night before, the Wednesday evening. We were all making jokes and stuff like that. We were going on. He was laughing and stuff, and then the morning still, he was still going on with us and laughing and things like that, you see. And the afternoon when he came out of school, he still came out of school with a bowl of porridge from school, and then he still said, "No, the teacher gave it to him, but I don't want to give for them also." So I said, "No, but you must give for them." Because I must now also, the two siblings, the two younger siblings. So I said, "Isn't man, I'm just joking." And so I gave for them also porridge.
Okay. And then when his last words, "Mommy, I don't want to lie still. I don't want to sleep." How do those words stay with you today?
How can I explain it to you? It feels comfortable. I feel comfortable with it. At least he wanted to lie the way he wanted to lie. We could have kept him in a way that he passed away immediately, but we didn't. We allowed him to lie the way he wanted to lie. So it makes me feel comfortable because he wanted to go lie in the position that he wanted to be, and that he felt comfortable in, you see. So yes, I don't know how to feel about it, but I feel comfortable about that.
This was a report that I first saw at the weekend, Ronel. The last report I saw, I think 2 days ago, that you still not have received his body for burial. Is that still the case?
No, that's not the case anymore. That was very traumatic.
Okay.
But he was later on Tuesday.
What does justice look like for you, Ronel? Almost every day we can have a conversation and an interview with a mother of a child who's been affected by gang and gun violence. But what does justice look like for you, for your community in Tafelsig, for Cape Town?
For me personally, justice is, it's either you give him to me, the person who did this, you give him to the community to be killed, or you keep him behind bars for life. Because you're going to release him after a few years, and then he's going to come out and he's going to do the exact same thing and then he's going to go back. It's going to be back and forth the whole time. So it's either you deliver the body, or you give him to us to kill, or you keep him behind bars for life. That's how I feel, personally.
Ronel, gangs they aren't like aliens who come in from space and land in the community. Gangs in
Exactly.
Cape Town are people that we know, that they are boys that grew up around us. We probably know them from youngsters. They then grow up enjoying gangs.
Yes,
Do you know who was involved in the shooting? Do you know the
yes,
gangs? Do you know the individuals? Do you perhaps know the person who shot the gun that killed Moegamat Faizel?
yes. I grew up with those boys. I grew up with those boys.
So you know who they are. And does the
Yes,
community
I
know who
do.
they are? And is the
Yes,
community approaching police? Do you
they.
know if anyone is being investigated? Anyone being arrested?
As far as I know, two was taken in, and they at the moment they pull through. So, and I don't know if the court is already.
And what does the future look like for you and the siblings that Moegamat Faizel leaves behind? Particularly if we're looking at younger children are exposed to the things around them. I'm not saying or suggesting that your children are going to grow up to be gangsters or other kids' children, but that's
Mm.
simply the environment that kids around us, the environment that they grow up
Mm.
in. What's the future for you and your family?
No, we actually going for counseling and stuff. So I just want to make the future for my younger son, for his younger siblings. I'm making the future look very bright. You understand? I'm not gonna allow this to traumatize my children, and I don't want it to traumatize any other children.
Yeah.
So if any other children out there is traumatized by this, I would like the parents to take control of it. You can't. It's not like you make your child to be a gangster or whatever. I understand that, but you have control over what is gonna happen to them. You understand? That's why he has a younger brother. He's 5 years old. I am so concentrated on him because he was with him at the time of the shooting. His younger sister was 7. She was also with him at the time of the shooting. So I'm concentrating on the two of them mostly because the younger brother is already wild. He's already wild. So I'm not gonna allow that to cause my son to be a gangster.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cause that to let my daughter drop out of school or do whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just for you to concentrate on your children and not allow us to influence them to do the wrong thing. So I'm just keeping myself positive. I'm just staying positive that this was just eye opener for the community, man. You understand? That the community needs to stand together.
Uh, Yesterday, in that parliamentary committee meeting I mentioned earlier, where there were only 5 members present and the
Yeah.
Minister of Police giving a briefing on gang and gun activity in Cape Town, he in fact says that he wants a monthly report from SAPS on what interventions have been made. He also said communities should take some of the blame themselves. We know who the gangsters are. We know who their parents are. We know them from young, growing up into young men. We may get some money from them. They may feed some of the community, but we know who these gangsters are who have the guns, that when they shoot and fire indiscriminately, they hit boys like Moegamat Faizel. What's your thoughts on communities taking more responsibility here?
At the at this very moment, you know, after the shooting of Moegamat Faizel, the community standing with me. You understand? They're standing with me. They're organizing a march for Faisal. They want to go to the court when they appear to protest and everything. So for me personally, it's not the community. The community. You understand? You can't. I don't blame the community. I don't blame the parents. I blame the individual that is in the gang. You understand what I'm saying? So for the community. The community is not to be blamed here. The community is standing with me because they already said they're tired of this. They don't want gangsters here. You know what now? Since Moegamat Faizel shooting on Thursday evening, yeah, it's like wasn't like police patrol like the day after or the day after. Till today, you don't see the police patrolling here in front.
Have you received any call, any message from a local councillor, the mayor, the premier, the minister of police? Anyone contact and reach out to you?
Yes, and our councillor here in Tafelsig, Norman, you supported me all right through.
Okay.
Since Thursday evening, you supported me right
That's
through.
very good.
I had a lot of support here. Really, I did.
Ronel, best of luck to you and your family, and deepest condolences over the death of 12-year-old Moegamat Faizel, shot dead last Thursday. His final words to his mommy: "I don't want to lie still. I don't want to sleep."